I'm taking a quick little photo of you.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
So,
that's
Lee,
going
can you go in a little bit closer?
Sharryn, are you plotting some blackmail?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It just
exactly.
depends what you say about our wine, Steve.
Okay.
All we need was a kiss on the cheek.
Okay, that's the end. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to start with that old saying about having a book inside us, because the full quote, at least in the version used by Christopher Hitchens, goes, "Everyone has a book in them, but in most cases, that's where it should stay." So I want to start with our authors firstly. Do you think we all have novels inside us, and should we liberate them or suppress them?
Saying that everyone has perhaps a novel inside them is almost, demanding that everyone hands in an English essay. Like, not everyone wants to turn their story into a novel. They're quite happy experiencing life as it flows on, sharing anecdotes and, yarns and stories with friends, and on social media and in whatever form that they like. It's just that, some people want to go through that torturous process of perhaps putting some of that onto the page. And so I've been torturing myself like that for a couple of years now.
Without sounding really rude, I think it's a little bit like when people show you their baby and say, this is the best baby in the universe and the most beautiful baby, and my children are the most talented, and you look at them and you go, oh, okay, if you say so. So I think, I think everyone has stories, but, it's just whether everybody wants to hear your story.
Everyone does have a story in them. And I find with my clients many times they're actually on a healing journey. So it doesn't matter if they wish to then publish their story to the outer world. They can decide that when they'll finish their manuscript. But that's the biggest benefit I see, is that it has a real impact on their life, and they're able to heal past traumas and so many things. And sometimes it's just to do something for themselves, because we're always giving to other people our time, our energy, and just to write something that you've been able to complete yourself is a huge achievement.
We do get a lot of manuscripts and a lot of authors approaching us with a fully written manuscript that has been arisen perhaps out of a trauma, or the therapist, the doctor has advised the patient or the sufferer to write down their story, and as therapy, as catharsis as much as anything probably, and it is a healing journey, as Rommie so plainly says. We are then sometimes put on the spot with a manuscript which may be extremely valuable for the individual, and perhaps for some others have suffered the same situation, but is not going to be read. It's not going to be bought.
There's a bit of history at Ulster Park with the dairy heritage, and a woman, the matriarch, Pat. Have you ever thought of taking her stories and weaving them into a novel?
I think you're right. Pat definitely needs a story. So she's the matriarch of Ulster Park. She drank red wine every evening, and she was well into her 90s.
But she also had a very tough life too, So, she was just the most gracious lady.
I hope you do. And I just had a thought of a literary device you could use. Each chapter could be with Pat opening her bottle of wine for the next night, and it triggers a memory, and so she shares that story. So, and then if there was 12 chapters, you could sell the book with a case of wine so that you can read and drink along at home.
Excellent. Would you be our marketer? I think
Funny you mention that.
The preservation of objective fact is, a battleground to be sure.
It is, and that's why just asking questions, which we'll listen to in a little while, is just so poignant. Can I just say thank you? I mean, this is poetry that not only is just joyful to listen to, but it just bangs home just lesson after lesson, worthwhile thought after worthwhile thought. So thank you.
Oh, that's okay. Well, it was very much inspired by far too many arguments online that had just proven themselves to be pointless. And, I found that the conspiracy theorists, they're so predictable and consistent that when I made this video, I just need to paste it into the conversation, and they probably can, have a conspiracy now about how I predicted that that's what they would say.
Lady,